The one feature that has always distinguished legendary skins from non-legendary skins is the ability to spawn custom units. This has been a beloved feature among players who have legendary skins, and it's something that we've all grown accustomed to and have loved about the game. But when the Space King released in March 2024, I could instantly tell that something was off. He didn't spawn custom barbarians, and he also won't be the last hero skin to lack this feature. This wasn't an oversight or an innocent mistake by the Clash dev team. I know because I personally reached out to them about it. I discovered that they're actually planning to exclude custom troops from legendary skins for the foreseeable future. However, there is a reasonable explanation for this decision, and if you stick around, I'll share with you how you can help bring back custom troops in an even better way than before. We're on the verge of some big changes coming to hero skins, and it's important that we all understand what's going on. Now, you might be wondering how we ended up in this situation. Back in 2019, when hero skins were first introduced, every single legendary skin except for the warrior skins had the ability to spawn custom troops. It was a feature that was taken for granted. It just made sense. There was no reason to think it would ever change, and we lived like this for 4 peaceful years. That was until hero equipment was introduced to the game. At first I thought nothing of it. It never crossed my mind that a new feature like this, one that seemed completely unrelated to hero skins, would have any significant impact on the cosmetics features in the game. But I was wrong. More and more equipment was released. The giant gauntlet was the latest and greatest epic equipment that everybody was hyped up about, and every hero was getting at least 2 new abilities. And because of this, the barbarian puppet and archer puppet were clearly not the top equipment choices for players. Not only was the new equipment more exciting, I mean, of course you'd want to use all the new stuff, but it also became obvious that the barbarian and archer puppet weren't as strong as most of the other equipment. Up until this point, players had no choice but to accept the abilities that their heroes had, but now that players had a choice, most of them were ditching the puppet equipment because, frankly, they had a better chance of getting a 3-star without it. The dev team wasn't oblivious to these changes in player behavior. Whether they saw it coming or not, I can't say for sure, but they noticed that fewer players were using the puppet equipment, and even fewer of those players were also using legendary skins. Creating a skin design takes a lot of time and effort. Animating it, adding sound effects, visual effects, and then a custom troop model on top of all that doesn't happen overnight. They obviously didn't want to invest all that extra work only for most people to never see or appreciate the results. So they must have come to the conclusion that it wasn't worth the extra effort to create something that the majority of players weren't using. And I don't blame them. We all want things that we create to be appreciated. But Supercell is also a business. And from a business perspective, if there's a lot of time and effort being put into something that is less relevant, obviously it's gonna take less priority, if not get thrown out altogether. So starting with the Space King, they decided to discontinue the spawning of custom units in future legendary skins. Don't worry about the previous hero skins because they're all gonna retain that feature, at least for now, but the new skins are the ones who will not have custom troops. But don't worry, this is not the end of the story. I've been informed that the dev team is looking into solutions to this issue, and this is where your valuable feedback comes in. They do want to bring back custom troops into the game, but like every feature they introduce, they want to do it in the best way possible. They aren't just going to revert the change back to the way it was before. They need to reintroduce custom troops in a completely different way, because let's face it, the equipment has had a huge impact on the game, and some features just won't work the same because of the equipment. I've already seen some really cool ideas in my comment section and in my Discord server, which I'm gonna look at now, but the dev team is looking for the most creative ideas so that they can execute this change in the best way possible. So if you have any ideas, please comment or share a concept if you have one in my Discord server. The link to join the server is on my channel page. I'll make sure to share your ideas with the dev team, and they'll take them into consideration when planning the changes. Now, Amruth Gamer in my Discord server posted this really cool mock-up, and I'll even say that he made this on his phone. Very impressive for an edit done on your phone. But his idea is basically showing that troop skins would be disconnected from the hero skin. So you would be able to choose any of the troop skins that you wanted regardless of what hero skin you had selected. I really like this idea, and to go a step further, I think it would be great if we would be able to purchase the troop skins separately and purchase our legendary legendary skin separately. So that way, if you really wanted a legendary skin, but were never going to use a barbarian puppet or archer puppet, you wouldn't have to worry about paying the max price for a legendary skin if you're not going to use all the features. So that also means that if they did this, I really think they should decrease the price of legendary skins because they won't have the custom troops built in anymore. Another suggestion I saw was to give us custom barbarians and archers for every troop in the army. So every single barbarian and archer that we brought in our army would have a custom skin. It wouldn't just be the troops linked to the skin that we have. Now, I do really like this idea, and I brought this up in my previous video talking about how equipment is affecting hero skins, but there is a problem with this that people pointed out, and that is not many people use barbarians and archers. I mean, especially once you get to Town Hall 7, which is where you're actually going to start using the barbarian and archer puppet. Nobody's really using barbs and archers as a significant part of their army. This would be cool, but I don't think it would really make that big of an impact. Another idea was to make the heroes spawn a few barbarians and archers regardless of what equipment they have. So say for example the king had the giant gauntlet and the rage vial equipped, he would still spawn 2, 3, or 4 barbarians when he used his ability, but then of course when he used the barbarian puppet he would spawn however many he would normally do for his ability. This is a decent idea, but my one worry about this is balancing issues and possibly decreasing the relevance of the barbarian puppet even more. Because if he's already spawning a few barbarians, that's getting him a little bit more value. Why would you switch out for the barbarian puppet when you're already getting a few barbarians? I have some worries about how this would affect the game, so I don't think it would be the best idea. Another idea is looking at this in a different way. Instead of trying to fix the barbarian puppet or the archer puppet, they should put custom effects on every other piece of equipment. For example, if you had the Ice King with the earthquake boots, there would be ice shards that would come up from the ground or that would break the ground open. If he had the vamp stash, there would be some ice effects whenever he would heal, but they would have to do that for every single legendary and every single piece of equipment for those skins. And I didn't do the math, but there are so many combinations that the dev team would have to do, and it is very unlikely that they would take on this task. It's probably not worth their time, and it's very daunting. One other idea is to remove the barbarian puppet and archer puppet completely and just have all the heroes spawn troops regardless of equipment that they have. So it wouldn't matter if you had equipment or didn't have equipment, they would always spawn barbarians and archers. Now, I'm not really a big fan of this idea, but I wanted to just present everything that I saw. I don't like the idea of removing pieces of equipment completely because I like to have variety. And I think in the future they could probably buff the puppet equipment so that it would be relevant and we wouldn't need to remove them. So when does the dev team plan to make changes to custom troops? The short answer is I don't know, but I hope it's sooner rather than later. I also really hope that they adjust the price of every legendary skin that doesn't spawn custom troops. I doubt these changes are at the top of the priority list though, especially considering the amount of content they're focused on putting out related to equipment. I think it's pretty obvious what the dev team's focus is right now. So given that we don't know how or when these changes will be made, should you keep buying legendary skins? Well, if custom troops are really important to you, then no. But if you don't care that much about custom troops and you really like the design of a skin, it's up to you. Remember, you can support me by using code Seth before buying a skin or scenery.